Glad you're with us. A bit foggy out there this morning, and it was really thick earlier. Maybe that's easing up a little bit. Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. Today's high going to be on the warm side a little bit, 70. Cloudy Thursday, 20% chance of rain, 71 the high. And then we've got some pretty heavy rain, some storms coming in here on Friday. It looks like the heaviest stuff in the afternoon, early evening, and overnight. And then hopefully by Saturday, that will begin to move out of here. Colder temperatures Sunday and Monday, but up to 2 inches of rain is what we're seeing, Richard. So, yeah. So get your umbrella and your rain jacket and get set. Maybe Friday night might be a good game night. You're working on trees, taking those down.
Yep.
Maybe find something streaming-wise. I don't know. But it's going to be an indoor activity evening. So hopefully you don't have plans.
I'm playing a game called Take Down the Trees. It's a fun little game. Actually, I'm going at this because I don't have a time limit. I don't have a time frame in which it has to be done. I am going at this extremely methodically. And if last night is any indication of how things are going to go, if I were to die before next Christmas, whoever opens up these bins is going to go, this guy was pretty OCD.
Pretty organized.
What's going on with this, man? It was
Nothing wrong with that.
No,
I'd rather be OCD than, everything strewn everywhere. That drives me crazy.
The trick is to be able to open up the bin and everything is right there and it's all properly labeled and it's all organized. And I'm going to be going through. I've got so many lights left over. I mean, lights I didn't even use this time. And I'm going to be going through and I'm going to be plugging up every string of lights, and anything that's got like even a few lights out is going to be
Goodbye.
like, that's garbage.
In the trash.
That's in the trash. I'm going to be going through and finding, like, I got some bows that are crumpled up. They're kind of old and whatever. Okay, right in the trash. It's going to be Christmas at the dump is what it's going to be. But yeah, I am, and I'm rearranging the way. This is always a bad idea. Rearranging the way that I do things. So because I've had like bins of, okay, here's the bins that has all of the Christmas tree skirts in it.
Yeah.
And here's the bin that has all the lights in it. Here's the bin that has all the ornaments in it. I'm going to do it by room now. It's going to be like, okay, this is all the bedroom stuff, and this is all the living room stuff. This is the front of the living room stuff, the back of the living room stuff. This is all the kitchen stuff. So we'll see how that goes. I figure I'll be wrapped up somewhere around the 4th of July.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sometime this summer.
And then it'll be time to start putting them back out again. So that'll work out perfectly.
That's good. Yeah. Organization is key. It really is.
Yep.
And there's a right way and wrong way to do it.
You figure that out as you get older. There was a time when I wasn't as organized or as concerned about such things. And little by little, you're like, oh, I see why we do this. It's easier.
To me, yeah, it does make life so much simpler when you deplete and you delete things you don't need and you get organized. And I know it sounds like we're a bunch of geeks, but man, my life is just, in my brain, everything is, calm and everything is good. And I know where things are. That's key.
I have really depleted and deleted. I used to have a wife and a daughter and a beach house and
that was
pool and
going a different direction than I
depleted
thought.
and deleted all of that.
Wow.
It's all gone. It's just me now. Parrot Structural Services, parrotss.com.
You good with that?
I am.
Okay, good.
668-2626. When the foundation starts giving way, this is what you need. Guys who are going to come by and shoot you straight every step of the way. They're going to look at your foundation. They're going to go, yeah, you got some problems here. Let me explain to you how we're going to fix those. Or, no, you're doing fine. You got nothing to worry about. Then they say get a structural engineer. Either way to back us up. They want to make sure that you know that what they're saying is true, that you can be 100% certain that what they are telling you is on the up and up, so that, no one's getting ripped off here. Now, if you want to just believe them, as I do, then you'll be fine. Trust me on this. But they're the ones who say get a structural engineer to back them up because they're licensed and they're bonded and they're insured and they're E-Verify compliant and they're honest as the day is long. They have the experience, they have the integrity, they have a tool for every job. That's Parrot Structural Services, parrotss.com, 668-2626. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. No, that's not it. I have been enamored of the story of Robin Hood. I don't know why, but I can't even remember the first time that I became enthralled with Robin Hood and his band of merry men.
Yeah.
It was probably like Ivanhoe or one of those incredibly old Douglas Fairbanks movies or something like that, Errol Flynn. And then, of course, the Disney version came along with Roger Miller doing the music and all of that. But I have followed every version of Robin Hood all the way along the lines. And the last two have left me wanting.
Oh.
I didn't like the Taron Egerton version. And I like him. And I like Jamie Foxx. And they're both in it. It did nothing for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. And the one before that was Russell Crowe. And I was like, well, first off, you're too old to be Robin Hood. Robin Hood was a
Robin
younger
Hood
man.
got older.
Yeah.
He's got to get older sometime, right, Richard?
Well, yes. True story. And in fact, there is a really, really great movie called Robin and Marion. I wonder how many people have seen this. Sean Connery and Katharine Hepburn.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
An older Robin Hood and Maid Marian. And there's some very funny parts in it where, you know, he's older and he's still trying to do some of the younger stuff. But it's actually a very touching film. And it's kind of what happens when Robin Hood ages. Well, there's a new one out, or will be out soon. It stars Hugh Jackman and is called The Death of Robin Hood. And he plays a very old Robin Hood.
Oh.
And they would have you believe that the legends were sugar-coated a little bit, that Robin Hood wasn't really a very nice guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this how this is going to end?
This is a bit of a rewriting,
Oh,
obviously. But
yeah.
look, there's a million different ways you can tell this story. I know people find me funny for saying that one of my all-time favorite versions is the Kevin Costner version. He doesn't have an English accent. I get it. I know. I understand. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I can speak with an English accent.
Yeah, I like
you
that.
still can go along with the storyline.
Yeah, the
without it.
storyline's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I admit.
And Alan Rickman chews the scenery
Oh,
as
my
the
gosh,
sheriff
yes,
of
he
Nottingham.
does.
It is so good, in my opinion. And the action is great, and Morgan Freeman is wonderful. There's a lot of good stuff to like about it. Just try to look past the lack of accent, okay?
Christian Slater was actually kind of a nice surprise, too. I thought he did a pretty good job in that role.
He did well. I was impressed by that. But this one looks fairly interesting. I'll watch it. I'll probably go see it in the movie theater.
When's it coming out? Do we know?
It's in 2026, but we don't have an actual release date as of yet. Stars Hugh Jackman. I mean, Hugh Jackman is great in almost everything.
Hugh Jackman, man, they made him look a lot older.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the trailer right now, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was him till a little ways into the trailer.
And that trailer is pretty dark, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not just in terms of lack of light, but also in terms of
The
how sort of
the
the
storyline.
storyline is
Yeah.
is pretty dark. But I'll go see it. It looks interesting. The Death of Robin Hood. Check that out. Adam Carolla, who I've always found to be kind of a goofball. You know, he used to be on The Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel. And he and Jimmy Kimmel are still friends, even though Jimmy Kimmel's a far-flung leftist and Adam Carolla is a right-wing nut job.
Just to say it lightly.
Well, they're both at far-flung ends of the spectrum. But they still hang out together and they're still friends, which is living proof to me that you can do that. People just have to choose to.
Yeah.
You know? I love that. But Adam Carolla is talking mostly, I think, about the fires that 1 year ago, the Palisades burned.
in California.
Right? 1 year ago in California. And you go, well, how many houses have they rebuilt? Zero. Not one. There's only been like 4 or 6 permits granted anyway. Carolla explains why. He says, you know, I'll be working on something in my house. He lives in L.A. So I'm working on something in my house, and a car will pull up, and a building inspector will come out and just walk into my house. What are you guys doing in here? What's the story? Let me see the permits. Do you have permitting for this? Do you have permitting? Everybody stop work until the permitting gets done. He's like, I'm fixing a piece of drywall. Yeah, I've got to have a permit for that. You talk about over-regulation.
California is it.
It used to be that way in Birmingham. It might still be, I don't know. But when I lived in Highland Park, my neighbor down the street said, word to the wise, don't tell nobody nothing about what you're doing inside your house. He said, I was one time changing an outlet out, and I got a visit from the electrical inspector saying he needed to check everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is ancient houses. These
Yeah.
houses were built in 1914, you know?
Yeah. I had a house that was built in the early 50s and took out a wall and needed to put a beam in.
Mm-hmm.
You would have thought I was rebuilding the Taj Mahal.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, how many more times is this inspector gonna come back? Well, now that you've done this, you're gonna need to put in all, wired in, smoke detectors. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you're doing this, and then it was something else and something else, and I was like, this is a nightmare. This is turning into a total nightmare.
I wish I'd left the wall where it was.
Uh-huh.
I would have lived
Or
with it
just been quiet about it.
Exactly. Don't say a word. Keep it to yourself. But that's exactly what Adam Carolla is talking about. It's just this happens all the time. And everybody has to go home, and then he has to go down, and he goes through this paperwork nightmare to get whatever is necessary to do this one little piece of drywall. He said one time the guy showed up. He goes, well, what's the wiring like back there? He goes, everything's fine. He says, I didn't touch the wiring. Well, I have to be able to see that. Well, the drywall's
nice.
already up. Take it back down. I need to see the wiring. It's the little bit of power theory that I have. You give a guy a little bit of power, and he's going to exercise it to the nth degree, It's just sad. Very sad.
It is sad.
By the way, I should point out that the Steelers had an unfair advantage over the Ravens in this last game, the one that they won that got them in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Catholic priest come by and bless the field with holy water.
Well, that will do it every time.
That just seems unfair, doesn't it?
It does a little
Now
bit.
you got Jesus on your side. Come on.
Well, the other team could have Jesus on their side. They just didn't get the field blessed.
Well, it's not their field. That's the problem.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll get somebody on there.
That-
Secretly get somebody on there.
Get somebody on the
Just
bless
to
your
what?
side.
Curse the field?
I absolutely have to thank Casey for his stick drawings of me and of you that he just sent over to us
Why do I have a feeling?
via the text groove.
I have a feeling my drawing's not going to be that good.
You never know.
He said,
You
I'm
might like
thinking
it.
about becoming an artist. You keep going, Casey. Keep trying.
Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
There are people out there that would give you millions of dollars for this hunk of junk right here.
Yeah, if you were Hunter Biden, you might get hundreds of millions of dollars.
I hope those are headphones on my head and not some attempt at drawing hair. I don't
don't
have
really
any hair
know.
on my
I look
head,
like
but
I got a
that's-
beard or something going there. I think
No,
that's
no,
supposed to
that's-
be a smile.
It's a smile.
But
Yeah,
one side of my
smile and
face is awfully dark.
Lovely golden hair. Well, this is post-stroke.
Lovely golden
This is
hair.
after you had the stroke. Where are my glasses, Casey? 9:18 with Dixon inviting Steve gets a turn is coming up next. The best wine is April wine. You know, these guys were underrated as well. Harder, Faster, Nature of the Beast, Sign of the Gypsy Queen. Really great albums. Canadian group. Underappreciated. 923, Dixon Divining, Talk 99.5, talk99.5.com. Shani is a girl, it turns out.
Thank you, Shani, for
And,
clarifying that.
yes.
We didn't want to assume anything.
She's not just drawing pictures of pets, but she also is capturing some of the great landmarks around town before they disappear, like this sketch of Wesley's booby trap she sent over.
Is that building still there?
Apparently so. It's closed, but it's still there.
All right.
Nice work, Shani. Keep up the good work. Keep it coming. Casey's running for you. Let's do this, shall we?
It's Steve's turn.
So this year, well, could be a big year for movies. Could be. We'll find out. Hollywood studios have been hoping for that really ever since stupid COVID hit. There have been several tentpole films that are coming out this year, but the studios are all hoping that many of these are going to be like the next Avatar or Barbie or Top Gun Maverick and be, well over $1 billion in box office. Among some of the big titles set to come out throughout the year, Super Mario Brothers Galaxy Movie. This is the sequel to the very popular Super Mario Brothers movie from a few years ago. We'll see whether or not they can recapture the magic there. Pixar has gone back to the toy box. We are getting Toy Story 5. All right. Christopher Nolan has another big, huge, very long, possibly 3-hour plus take on The Odyssey. Yeah, the old story. His successful run of films, though, he's got like Oppenheimer, Dunkirk, and so many others, so we'll see. That's what got this movie made. Marvel's back. They go back to Tom Holland's Web-Slinger, Spider-Man Brand New Day. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Star Wars has a new movie coming out May 22nd, going back to the old classic Star Wars basic release date. The Mandalorian series has been canceled, but mainly it's because they made the movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, actual name of Baby Yoda. Can the popularity of arguably the most popular Star Wars streaming series remain popular in film form? We'll get to find that out. Late in the year, Marvel has a new Avengers movie entitled or subtitled Doomsday. We get Robert Downey Jr. back. We get Chris Evans as Captain America, Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Plus, we're bringing in the X-Men and Fantastic Four and pretty much everybody that Marvel has ever put into a film. Is there such a thing as too big? We'll find out in December. We just talked about the Robin Hood movie that Richard's interested in. I tried to look and see if they've got a release date. I couldn't find one throughout the year, but then looking late in the year, I also uncovered this little nugget. We're in store for Violent Night 2 in December. Okay. Anyway, this brings us the big question. Can this line up and possible a surprise hit or two throughout the course of the year start an upswing that Hollywood studios are seeking out? Look at it this way. Go back to 2008. Total box office intake for the year, $9.65 billion. And then in 2009, we saw for the first time an intake of over $10 billion. And it stayed above $10 billion annually throughout the 2010s. Actually jumped above $11 billion in 2015, remained that way until 2019. And then, of course, stupid COVID hit and the world shut down, and it dropped the annual box office intake from 2020 from $11.5 billion all the way down to a paltry $2.1 billion. And since then, we've kind of changed our viewing habits. 2021, it moved up to 4.4 billion, saw 7.3 billion in box office in 2022. For 2023 through December 31st of 2025, doesn't matter, we're just taking the calendar year. It doesn't matter about the release and the fact that movies that were released in 2025 are still in theaters. We're just talking about from January 1st to December 31st, it's over 8 billion again, but not over 9 billion. And that right now seems to be the magic number for Hollywood. Can 2026 see them make that mark? We'll know in a year. The titles are there, but just because the title's there doesn't mean that we necessarily are, because again, COVID in 2020 changed our viewing habits. We are much more apt to stay at home and stream and wait for that to come out on streaming, because here's the thing. It's going to be there very, very shortly. I talked about that last year in a late year Steve Stern, talking about how the French say you got to wait 15 months before you can go from theater to streaming. Here, 3 months maybe, could be shorter depending on how good or how badly the film performs at the box office.
How about Netflix is talking about 17 days in theaters? When they start putting movies in theaters, they say it's going to be 17 days in the theater and then it goes to Netflix.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fast.
That's a little annoying. I mean, because there's stuff that I've wanted to see that you go like it's been out for 2 weeks and you go to, all right, well, I'll see that this weekend. Oh, it's not there anymore. Not there anymore. It was only there for 2 weeks. Well, that was all it took. It's all they've pretty quick. There was a time when on television they would put a show on and let it run for 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 episodes before they decided whether or not it was a problem. I know of 2 shows that were pulled after 1 episode.
Mm-hmm. Very
one
short
episode, because they're just like, oh, that's not what we were looking for. That didn't get the response we want. 1 episode. How do you find an audience after 1 episode?
Yeah, you got to give it a little. I mean,
Think about
a
it.
couple of episodes, right?
If they had done that, Seinfeld would not have been on for the 9 years that it was on.
Oh, no.
Because Seinfeld Chronicles was a bomb in its first year.
Yeah, they gave it 4 episodes to begin with, and it did not fly really. And they were questioning whether or not there was like one guy at NBC that was supportive of it, and that's why it managed to stay on the schedule. And they found their own footing. It was really by year 4 is when the thing really took off. Designing Women was canceled 3 times. Cagney and Lacey was canceled 3 times and came back, every time. So it's like, yeah. Family Guy, famously off the air twice, back around again. It's, 23 years now, I think it's been going, something like that. So it's crazy to me that they'll put these things in theaters, won't give it a chance to even begin to get some ground under it.
I know we're used to everything quick. We look at reels and they're 15 seconds and boom, we're done.
Yep.
But sometimes you do need to leave a movie in a theater. You got stuff going on in your life, and you're going to give up 2.5 hours to go see it. You kind of need to map out that time to be able to do it. Give it more than a couple of weekends, because that's all they're giving it. And, people that work and everything, you're like, I don't have time to get to the theater during the week, but I sure would like to see it. Leave it there a little longer. 17 days.
I'm sorry, I stopped
Come
listening
on.
after quick. What was that now?
Quick.
I was not paying
See?
attention.
That's what I mean. Exactly. You made my point.
I got to refocus here. 9:30 the time. It's Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. Drop us a line, 545-9950. We'll try to get to it before we leave the airwaves. Former member of the Zombies, Rod Argent, came out with this one in the early 70s, and it has managed to last this long. Zombies went on a reunion tour a few years ago. They're like really old. I mean, even when they were like hot in the late 60s, they were already in their 30s. So, yeah, of course, they're like in their 80s. All right, whatever works, you know. This is their retirement plan.
Still a great song.
We'll just go back on the road again.
If you need to. Rod Stewart's doing
It's the
it.
time of the season. Rod still puts on a good show,
Great
man.
show,
Here to
right?
tell you. 9:37, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5.
You know, they always say out of sight, out of mind, and that kind of happens when you have a issue with water around your basement or crawl space. It's like, oh no, here comes the rain. And yes, we're going to have a lot of rain on Friday. We're talking about 2 inches of rain. If you own a home and you have issues with water in the crawl space or basement, and you may not know that it's there, but you got that musty, mildewy smell, there's moisture coming into those areas. Time to seal it up. Don't wait any longer. Make it this year, now, calling Be Dry and get a free quote to get it sealed up. And I'm talking about your crawl space or your basement. 942-1976, you seeing the good-looking blue and white trucks that cruise around town? Well, they're headed to homes to help them with either foundation repair or, of course, again, waterproofing of their home. David Feven and the guys been doing this a long time. Be Dry's been around for over 60 years. And they can help you with these issues. They stop all 5 ways that water can enter your foundation, and you'll love that they offer the strongest lifetime warranty in the business. So get in touch with them today. Again, this could be something that you've put off for a while. It's important that you take care of it because these issues don't fix themselves, and your home is a huge investment. You want to take good care of it. 942-1976 to get that free quote, or look them up online. It's BeDryAlabama.com.
9:38 our time, and a class action lawsuit has been filed against McDonald's because they say the McRib doesn't actually contain rib meat.
Does this sound a little like the Subway and the tuna deal, where they were saying that the tuna fish wasn't tuna? Is that where we're going with this?
I don't know, because the tuna fish did turn out to be tuna. After doing an investigation, they discovered that the tuna fish was, in fact, tuna. Still don't understand why we call it tuna fish. It's so strange to me.
Yeah, it's a double
Nobody says, give me a chicken bird sandwich. That's weird, right?
chicken bird.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
I'd
tuna
like a
fish.
hamburger cow, please. No.
Maybe they're just trying to, clarify. It's tuna and it's
Yeah.
a fish.
Tuna as
Making sure you know both.
tuna as opposed to the tuna worm.
Right. Tuna.
We don't
tuna.
want that. Yeah.
I don't know. Tuna cow. I don't know. A tuna plant. I don't know. You just don't want any confusion there.
You can tune a piano, but you
You
can't.
could see what you just did it.
Tuna
You just
fish.
yeah, that's exactly right. Tuna fish.
Maybe you can. Lawsuit claims McDonald's is deceiving customers who reasonably but mistakenly believe that a product named the McRib will include at least some meaningful quantity of actual pork rib meat. The 4 plaintiffs allege the sandwich does not contain any rib meat, but instead is made up of, and this sounds tasty, ground up portions of pork shoulder, heart, and scalded stomach.
Scalded stomach? Is that what you
Mm.
just said?
Scalded stomach.
You know, the McRib sandwich doesn't say McPork rib,
Mm-hmm.
McBeef rib.
No.
It just says rib.
You would think that there'd be some rib meat in there, though, wouldn't you?
Would I?
Yeah.
Rib.
Seems
Rib.
like it would be
It
part
could
of
be
it.
a
yeah.
human rib. It could be a dog rib. It
But
could be a
that's not
goat
what
rib.
That's not
McDonald's
in
are
there
you
either.
going to?
I'm just saying. I mean, if you're going to go into a court of law and we're going to figure out wordage here,
Mm-hmm.
it's a rib.
There's no rib meat of any kind in it, is what they're saying. There's
Right?
not human rib. There's
well, they
not
don't
dog rib.
claim-
There's no.
They're not saying dog rib or
No.
pork rib or pig
They're saying
rib.
rib,
or
and there's no
cow
rib meat
rib.
at all. They're saying there's no rib meat at all. That's the problem. The
Mhm.
word rib is the problem. That's
Is
the
it?
claim.
Well, maybe that's just the
Mm.
name of the sandwich.
it
You
should
don't
be
have
called.
to say.
It should be called the McScalded stomach.
Oh, yeah. Put that on the menu
Gross.
board.
No one's eating that.
I'd be all about
Listen,
it.
I think if they put that on the menu and there are people that love the McRib sandwich, they'd still go and eat it.
Oh, I guarantee
They
it.
don't. They don't care.
We're talking now, and Richard the cop is like, "I'm on my way to go get one right now." I
We
guarantee it.
planted that idea in his head.
McDonald's describes the McRib as, quote, seasoned boneless pork dipped in a tangy barbecue sauce, topped with slivered onions and tangy pickles, all served on a toasted home-style bun, end quote.
Well, I haven't had one of these, but now that you've said scalded stomach, I'm not sure I want any part of that.
Really?
I had one, and that was enough.
Did it taste
Maybe
like
more than
scalded
enough.
stomach?
It did. It tasted
That's
remarkably.
disgusting.
Of all the scalded stomach I've had, it was the best, though. The lawsuit claims that McDonald's knows it is misleading customers because it includes rib in the name of the McRib and goes, quote, out of its way to shape the sandwich's patty into the shape of a pork rib, end quote. McDonald's is like, no, that's happenstance. What? What do you mean we go out of our way? It's just the way it turned out. The McRib has been in McDonald's menu periodically since 1981.
Yeah,
If
and you
you
know
are-
what? Since 1981, nobody's complained about
Yeah.
that. How many years is that? 40 years. I mean, well, come on.
If you are
Give me a break.
suing McDonald's over the McRib, 'cause
You need to get a
are
life is
upset,
what you need to do.
You need to find something to do with your time, man.
Poor
Seriously.
McDonald's. They're like, we were getting along just fine with everybody, loving our McRib sandwich since 1981. Now you want to file a lawsuit?
Yep.
This is that same lady that didn't like the shape of the Reese's thing.
There you
What
go.
was that?
Yeah, there was the
It was
trees.
a
She's
little-
like, these don't look
It
like.
doesn't look like a
pumpkin doesn't have a face on it. How dare you,
That's that same lady.
lady?
I just, nah, this is not right. Don't sue McDonald's.
A popular national bagel franchise is opening 2 Birmingham area locations in not a moment too soon. Einstein Brothers Bagels, listing 2 locations on its corporate website, is opening soon. One in Cahaba Heights, 450 Cahaba Park Circle. The other, 1543 Montgomery Highway in Vestavia Hills. I love Einstein Brothers Bagels.
You know, they're owned by Panera Bread.
Are they?
Yeah. The parent company is Panera Bread. How about that?
The thing about Einstein Bagels, Einstein Brothers Bagels, is that they're big, they're chewy, they're everything I want in a bagel. There are such things as good bagels and bad bagels, you know?
Sure there are. I love it. I had a couple of bagels over the holidays.
Man, I adore them.
Throw them in the toaster, put a little cream cheese on them.
Oh, yeah.
Yum.
I'm out of cream cheese. That reminds me, I got to put that on my list here. Hold on a second. Let me write that down real quick.
On your grocery list, there
I'll
you
put
go.
it on my grocery
You know
list.
what happened to the cream cheese, though? It froze, and I was really upset.
No.
I went, toasted the bagel. I was all excited. I was going to get the cream cheese out. I don't know what happened in the refrigerator. I guess it got too cold.
Oh, yeah.
And the cream cheese froze. I was
Ouch.
like, well, what do I do with this? It's all crumbly.
Mm.
It's terrible. When your cream cheese gets crumbly, I just can't think of anything worse in life.
Really?
Really.
Me neither.
That's
Nothing.
really awful.
Nothing
No.
at all.
No,
Worse in
scalded
life.
stomach.
Like, how do we get
much
this
better.
back to cream cheese?
Yeah.
And like it's in its name.
Mm-hmm.
Let it sit out, I guess.
Pancreatic cancer takes a back seat to frozen cream cheese, people.
Golly, really.
Just in case you're wondering.
Jeez. Tell you the only thing worse than that, when your cream cheese is no longer creamy and it's crunchy like that, crumbly like that,
Only thing worse?
is when you get to that point where
Mm-hmm.
you're about to pull the bagel out of the toaster and you realize that you bought fat-free cream cheese.
Oh, my, what a disaster.
That is just forget it. Game over.
That's probably why it
It's time to
froze.
load everybody
There's
up
no
in the
fat
car.
in
We're
there.
headed out for
We're
breakfast.
going to Einstein Brothers.
There you go.
Let's do it. That's where I would reach for the cookie butter.
Oh, or peanut butter, right?
Both of them are
You
good
do
on
peanut
bagels.
butter or
Absolutely. Applebee's is the reason McDonald's is losing market share.
They
have
are.
A new $11.99 cheesy menu item, which is a burger. Made its debut on the 5th of January, Monday. $11.99. A juicy all-beef burger topped with American cheese, applewood smoked bacon, spicy honey mustard, served with classic fries. And actually, the interesting thing about this is they cut it in half and place the two halves kind of face down in a sizzling skillet of molten queso and a blend of cheddar cheeses.
Oh my goodness, that sounds
Wow.
delicious.
Yeah. Now,
Well, won't be able to touch that till April.
what can you get for $11.99 at McDonald's? A Big Mac or a quarter pounder with cheese meal. That's
Yeah.
about what I paid last time. Now I got a soda with it, so here you'd have to pay a little extra if you want something to drink.
Yeah, but
Still
they're not
a better deal.
They're not smothering that burger in queso. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
the way you described that plate, man,
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
Man.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty good.
I got to look at a picture of it right here, and I'm getting fatter even as I speak.
It's got bacon and it's all
I see that. Okay.
cheesy, just dripping everywhere.
Mm.
While everyone's on a diet right now. Would you two shut up?
Sorry.
You said you can do this, and I was punishing myself last night. You said that you have no problem like looking at all these images
Yeah.
of food. It doesn't really affect you.
Nope.
I'm on my phone last night, trying to wind down and go to sleep. reel after reel after reel of stuff like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm absolutely famished. And I could go to the refrigerator right now and sit in front of it and just eat everything in it. And you can just look at it and it doesn't bother you.
It actually takes the place of eating for me.
I can't do that.
I can sit and watch a recipe and watch somebody make something, and I'll actually like save it and put it aside and go like, I'll make that, in 3 or 4 months. But it doesn't make me hungry. It actually kind of sates my hunger. It makes me the satiety is there.
That doesn't work for me.
I'm satiated.
I'm not. That doesn't. It works the opposite for me.
Well, I'm just lucky that way.
I guess you are.
Probably why the weight
But I'm
comes
looking
off.
at this going, what time do we go to Applebee's, guys?
The weight comes off fast. It goes on fast too, by the way. So
It
that's not
does.
really helping. But yeah. Can someone explain to me what a finishing sugar is?
Is that like confection sugar that you sprinkle it on
It's the
top?
opposite of starting sugar.
It's yeah.
What? So you're the chef. You tell us.
I don't know. I've never heard of it before. I think it's a bakery thing, but McCormick's is coming out with 3 new finishing sugars tied in with the show Bridgerton, which I think is a
Is this maybe what you sprinkle on
thing.
top of your latte? Instead of like
uh,
a cinnamon, it's some other flavor or something
apparently
like
that's
that.
used, or you can put it on like an English muffin or something. I don't know.
Finishing sugar.
Lavender, vanilla, sweet lemon, and
Strawberry and cream.
strawberry and cream. Oh,
I'll take
that's
some of
pretty
that,
good.
please. I
Yeah.
love strawberry and cream.
Let's pour that directly on my tongue. Finish my tongue. with
Well, and just go ahead and pull the whole top off and that little plastic thing and turn it upside down.
Just
You get
dump
it in your throat
Just dump
faster.
it right into your face.
Put this on top of your sandwich. Whatever you're eating, just you need some. You know what? I need some finishing sugar in my back pocket at all times.
Just to finish anything.
Right. Just pour it all over
Finish
everything.
this off. After you've won an argument, you can dump it on the
That's
other person.
right.
There,
Ha,
this
ha,
is
ha.
finished. Finishing sugar.
Finishing.
So
You
there.
needed that with your ex-wife, huh? There, we are
Good
finished
luck
here.
with that.
You need to start putting that in there with a check.
Would have sweetened her up a great deal.
Little envelope with some finishing sugar in it,
Mm-hmm.
with a check in there.
Excuse me, we're finished.
Maybe the last check you have to send her.
That works
You
too.
just put some finishing strawberries and cream sugar in there.
Finishing sugar. Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valladale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe. I cannot express enough to you just how important it is you get Valentine's Day right. Now, she's going to say something stupid like, oh, don't get me anything. She's lying. Don't believe her. What she really wants is something special, something significant, something that is going to be unique and different, something unusual. And Anthony and Company Jewelers can make that happen for you, either from their extensive selection, and it is extensive, or from something that they're going to create out of whole cloth for you, or they can redesign something if that's what you desire. Anthony and Company Jewelers is in the business of making you deliriously happy, and they're going to work at it until they do. So you can visit them at 2080 Valleydale Road next to Ragtime Cafe, and you can talk to them about what it's going to take to make your Valentine's Day a special one, or you can just take a look at their huge selection, or you can bring in a piece of jewelry to be fixed. All repairs are done in-house. Don't forget, their prices are so low they can't afford to have a sale. That's Anthony and Company Jewelers. Get on it, anthonycojewelers.com on the web, 2080 Valleydale Road next to Ragtime Cafe. The Dixon Divining question of the day comes your way next. It's Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com at 9:55. Some of the texts we have received, James says, well, a hamburger has no ham. This would be in reference to, of course, the whole McRib
deal, yeah.
battle. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's true. A hamburger does have no ham. There's no denying that. But I don't think that anybody actually expects a hamburger to have ham. I could be wrong on that. I mean, maybe there are people who are buying it and going, hey, where's the ham?
Well, you could. Seriously, if you're going to do that with McRib. Now, the problem McRib is going to have is, you're right, that they make the actual beef or meat or whatever that product is look like ribs, like when you order a slab of ribs. So you could, I guess, infer that you could get away with the name.
Yeah.
But you can't get away with the name and the product that looks like ribs.
I think you're right about that.
I think a hamburger's maybe a little different. I don't know. Somebody could make a case for it.
Doesn't look like a pig, near as I can tell.
I don't see any.
Nobody's trying to make it look like a
These
pig.
hamburger places are going to start putting a slice here. You get an extra slice of ham with that.
Noel says, does a submarine sandwich really have real submarines in it? I had a Cajun burger once that was made from real Cajuns, from what I understand.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I
How'd
heard.
that work out
anyway.
for you? Good.
Spicy.
Jax is starting to make a country rib sandwich taste just like the McRib. It's a country rib sandwich. I hope it's got rib meat in it, otherwise they're in serious trouble.
I would be hoping for it to taste better.
Jeff says McOffal didn't trend well in the focus groups. Yeah.
McStomach.
Craig
Just call it
says
McStomach.
the guy suing McDonald's is the reason I lean toward abortion. Okay.
Wow. All right.
Mm-hmm. Casey says, I'm never able to keep my New Year's resolution, so this year I made a New Year's resolution to get fatter and smoke more cigarettes.
Gee,
Good luck with that.
Casey.
Got to have
Look,
goals.
just stick to your drawings, Casey, and you'll be good as gold.
Great job.
Yeah.
Really very impressive. Let's do this.
Dixon and Vining's question of the day.
Name a movie that is better than the book upon which it was based. A movie that is better than the book that it was based upon. What do you got, Steve-O?
Mainly due to the accident of all of the equipment not working well, Jaws.
Yeah. Jaws, I love the book and I love the movie. I put those on an even footing personally, but that's just me. What about you, Valerie?
I said The Shining, just because it's hard to, in a book, you can make it suspenseful, but then you see the movie and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. The Stanley
To me, that was
Kubrick
it.
version, very, very good. Very, very good stuff. I would also go with the Stephen King novel. I would say Rita Hayworth and The Shawshank Redemption. The movie, yards better than the book, which was actually a short story in something called The Four Seasons. And by the way, I would say Stand By Me was better than The Body, which came out of that same group of books. Another great one, Jesus Christ Superstar. I don't know if you've read the Bible, but long.
Or did
Got a
you?
lot of chapters.
You might have wanted to leave that one alone.
Really?
Just saying.
Tracy Johnson says Jurassic Park, seeing is believing. Kyle says Die Hard. Yeah, Nothing Lasts Forever, I think is the name of the book.
Yeah,
Something like that. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. Let's see.
Jimmy says Last of the Mohicans.
Okay. Fried green tomatoes at the Whistle Stop Cafe, says Angela.
The book is great too, though. I gotta admit.
Jimbo says Clue. Okay, it's a game, not a book. It's a very fun game too. The
Yeah, but
movie's
the rule
even more
book,
fun.
man, the rule book reads like,
Yeah.
washing machine
Stereo
instructions.
instructions, exactly. Joey says Christine. I disagree. I like the book better than the movie there. Can tell you this, the movie Needful Things is a comedy compared to the book Stephen King wrote. Yes, that is true. So is, by the way, The Mist. You ever see the movie The Mist? Holy cow.
Once, yeah.
Yeah. Stephen King even said, better ending than I came up with. Like most of them are, Stephen. Thomas says, Rambo First Blood. In the book, Rambo was not a nice guy. He had a very high body count. Big Fish, says Mel. Deliverance, according to George. I liked them both. Princess Bride was great, but the book was long and boring. I never read the book, I got to admit. Outlaw Josie Wales, Out of Texas, is the book. The Harry Potter series? Disagree, John. Gone with the Wind, yes. Lynn, that is where they truncated that book, they edited it up, they kept the important stuff, they threw out the garbage, and the movie is eons better than the book, in my opinion. I'll probably go to hell for that.
You might.
I could feel it coming. That's it for us. We are out of here. You're in hell next with Andrew McLean.
Hey now.
Back tomorrow morning. Talking early, 6 a.m. Talking to you then. Bye-bye now.